Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a number of different topics that actually came out of Gamescom last week. As you know, we got the PvP reveal, and it showcased a bunch of new information and tactics and all sorts of cool stuff with PvP, but there was also a bunch of other information that came out on different Ubisoft and Ghost Recon social media accounts, and that's what I'm primarily going to be focusing on in today's video. This is some information that I know a lot of you probably missed, so I kind of wanted to recap some of the information coming out of Gamescom, as well as all of this new information surrounding Ghost Recon Breakpoint from those other social media accounts. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video. So the first couple of things that I want to talk about is actually from a video teaser that was actually put up by the Ghost Recon UK account, and the first image we're looking at was actually taken from that trailer, and as you guys can see here, we're looking at a Pathwatcher Mark II vehicle. So up to this point, we knew there was going to be Mark II weapons, we knew there was going to be the ability to upgrade your weapons and make them different variations and stuff like that, but we really didn't have any information on how vehicles were going to work, and this confirms that we're going to have Mark II vehicles. Now, what does that mean? To be honest, I have no idea. I actually reached out to the community manager at Ghost Recon. He said they really couldn't talk about anything surrounding that, so that's kind of where we're at for now, but I'm very interested to see how the Mark II vehicles are going to be working in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, whether or not they're going to be better vehicles when it comes to an armor standpoint, a health standpoint, or if they're going to be faster. Who knows? And are we actually going to be able to upgrade the vehicles to get those to Mark II, or are those just going to be random vehicles that we're going to find around the map? Only time will tell. So now moving along to this image here, you can see Nomad chilling at the bivouac, and the one key thing I want to point out here is down at the bottom we have the preparations. So for those of you guys that do not know what these are, this is a section that you can actually do at the bivouac where you can do certain tasks and it will give you certain buffs before you go out on a mission. But you notice down there at the bottom that if you hydrate, it gives you a 50% fatigue resistance. This is insanely buffed compared to where it was when we actually saw this game revealed at E3, because it was only a 20% buff back at E3, as well as the eating task down there was only a 10% injury resistance back at E3. Now it's a 20% injury resistance, as well as the tech review, which is kind of underneath the hydrate there. You can't really see it, but it says on the one that just came out in the teaser trailer that it's a 20% drone range. It was only 10% back at E3, so it looks like they are buffing all of those buffs that we can obtain at the bivouac to make it more worth our while to actually go and do that, because before, being the fact that if you hydrate, it only gives you a 20% fatigue resistance, yeah, that's kind of a big deal, but it's nowhere near as much, obviously, as a 50% fatigue resistance, and obviously some of this can change. We haven't even actually got access to the beta yet, so some of this is going to be subject to change, but I just kind of wanted to point that out because that really jumped out at me when I saw that in the teaser trailer. And now moving along to this was actually an image that I pulled from that same teaser trailer, and as you guys can see, we have a couple of primary weapons, a secondary weapons, some gear and stuff like that, but the one thing that I wanted to point out in this image is the MPX Tactical. So back at E3, we actually got to check out the loadouts in the class section, and in one of those from E3, I noticed that there was an MPX submachine gun, and as you guys saw in that teaser image, we have an MPX Tactical. So does this mean we are going to be having different variations or different variants of weapons in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, or are these two completely separate weapons? Are we going to be seeing tactical versions of weapons and normal versions of weapons in Ghost Recon Breakpoint? Are we going to be seeing different variations along those lines, or are these just two separate weapons? Obviously, that's a question for the developers, not for me, but I just kind of wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section. And now moving along to this image here, so this was actually from the reveal trailer of PvP. We are going to be having a weapon wheel in PvP this time around, and you can see there that there are a number of different items there that we're going to be able to have in PvP. Keep in mind that you're going to have to find those items on the maps themselves. You're not actually going to start with any of those items, which is going to make the game a little bit more fair, because you're not just going to start out with an overpowered class with drones and grenades and all that kind of stuff. You're going to have to find all those items on the map, and you can kind of see showcased there around the wheel up in the top left. I believe that's actually a gas grenade, because you can kind of see like the yellow accents and stuff on it. I believe that to be a gas grenade. The one at the top is actually the drone spray that actually hides you from drones for a short period of time. As you can see by the one that's highlighted is the intel grenade, which is very similar to kind of like a pulse grenade or a sensor grenade from previous Ghost Recon games. The one right below that, I almost want to say that's either binoculars or night vision. I can't really tell. They do look like binoculars, at least in my opinion. Down at the bottom we have bandages, and over kind of bottom left we have syringes, because for those of you guys that did not know, the full injury and stamina system that we saw in the PvE side of Ghost Recon Breakpoint is going to be in the PvP side, so you're going to have to worry about taking shots and healing yourself and all sorts of stuff like that, which I really think is going to improve the gameplay having those mechanics in there. And then obviously in this picture here, this is the shrinking circle that I saw a lot of people talking about, and they're really upset that this is in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I just wanted to point out, for those of you guys that are upset about this feature, this is only only in the elimination mode. This is not in the objective mode, which was sabotage. This is only in the elimination mode, and this happens extremely late into the round. So I believe the rounds are 10 minutes. I don't think this circle starts pushing in until it gets about 2 minutes left in the match. So if the match goes 8 minutes long, the circle starts shrinking to kind of drive those players into a tight area so that it doesn't end in a tie, which me personally, I'm all for this because I understand it's a tactical shooter, but if both teams are playing that passively, they really need to shrink the playing area and obviously force an engagement, which, like I said, I know a lot of people aren't happy about, but I think this will definitely speed up the gameplay, at least late in the elimination mode. And then also briefly, I kind of wanted to go over a few screenshots here that I actually pulled from a YouTube video that Ubisoft Paris actually put up on their YouTube channel, showcasing some of the gear and stuff that we're going to be seeing in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because I know a lot of you guys were really concerned about the tiered loot system that's going to be in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and I just kind of wanted to showcase a few images here for you guys to show that it's not going to be that big of a deal, because like in this image here, you can see that there's a purple pair of boots that dropped on the ground. It only gives you a 5% XP bonus and a 4% health regen speed, so it's not like it's a super overpowered piece of gear. It's more along the lines of very minuscule buffs that obviously if you get this gear, yeah, it's going to help you out a little bit, but you don't necessarily have to have this gear to progress through the game. And with that being said, as you guys can see here, we have a blue heavy vest that just has a 10% increase in maximum ammo, which obviously really doesn't affect gameplay. And then moving on to this last one here, we can see the Agent Tactical Boots, which gives you a plus 2% injury resistance as well as a plus 5% drone evasion. So like I actually discussed in a previous video that I put out months ago talking about the tiered loot, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't give you that big of a buff. It's not going to be like a crazy thing like the Division, and I really think you guys should give it a chance in the beta before you judge. But overall, that's pretty much going to do it for the video. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a rundown of some of this new information that actually came out of Gamescom, as well as some of the other social media accounts with Ghost Recon on Ubisoft. And I know we're a little bit stale on information right now, but we are just over a week away from the actual Ghost Recon Breakpoint beta, so make sure to stay tuned to the channel for more information surrounding the game itself leading up to the beta next week. But overall, like I said, that's all for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, you guys are excited about the beta coming next week, make sure to drop a like on the video. And also, real quick before I end the video, guys, we are so close to 40,000 subscribers, so if you guys are not subscribed, you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you guys do not miss any of my future uploads. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.